Coach Joseph, if you could just open up with a comment about yesterday's victory and looking ahead to tomorrow's game.
Well, first of all, obviously we're really happy to be here and have an opportunity to do something that's never been done in the history of our program, and that's move this program forward and advance to a Sweet 16. And, yesterday, obviously, we're very pleased with the outcome, the win, but in particular on the defensive end, I thought we did an outstanding job of limiting their best player to, she leads the NCAA in double-doubles, and we were able to keep her from getting a double-double in that game, and that was the goal going in. But the fact that we're looking ahead now, to the next game. All season long, we've taken it one game at a time. We haven't looked ahead. We haven't looked behind. And right now, there's only one game that we're focused on, and that's Georgetown.
Take questions for anyone up here on the podium. Mike.
You all played them last year. What can you take from that game to improve on?
It's very interesting because they have 7 seniors and we have 5 seniors, so they're virtually the same teams. So we did look at the film last night of our game with them in the Virgin Islands last year, and it was early in the season. And like we talked with the team about this morning, it was early on in the year, and we hadn't really faced a lot of a 1-2-2 half-court trap. At that point. This year we've seen a lot of it, up until this point. We've seen a lot of the 2-2-1 into 2-3, where last year at that time it was kind of new to us. And we were starting a freshman in Ty Marshall who had never faced that kind of defense. And she was our leading scorer in that game. So, they lost a key player. Their leading scorer in that game was a senior. She had 20 against us, and we lost Alex Montgomery. But virtually every other player is back on both teams. And we really feel like it was a game that we let slip away early in the season. And we have a tremendous amount of confidence playing against their type of defenses, so we're really looking forward to the rematch.
Jody.
How do you handle someone like Sugar Rogers defensively? What do you do to stop her?
Well, it's interesting. We've had to go up against really great players in the ACC. You look at Alyssa Thomas, the Player of the Year. Is a tremendous talent at Maryland, and we've played against players. Duke has a tremendous point guard that we've had to guard. Miami has 2 of the best guards in the country, so it's not a situation where we haven't been in that before. We have not had to face that before. We know we have a lot of respect for how she plays offensively. We know she's also leads her team in steals, so she plays both ends of the floor. But it's one of the things going in is what you try to do is limit her touches. Try to take something away from her that she likes to do that creates scoring opportunities for herself. We're going to be focused on that. And, the key is, I think, watching a lot of these tapes, the Big East teams know them the best, I guess. And in their last game, West Virginia held them to 32 points. And so, watching that game gives you a lot of great ideas defensively of how to exactly play them. And, those are the people that know them the best, because they're in their league. So, we've been fortunate to be able to take some things away from that.
Mike.
Is there a difference between the Big East game overall and the ACC game? And also, do they remind you of anybody in the ACC?
I don't think there's a huge difference. There's a lot more teams in the Big East, so they have a lot of different looks they go against. But other than that, to me, they remind me a lot of North Carolina. It's kind of ironic, but their center reminds me of Walthour Roll that comes off the bench for North Carolina. McGee is a very active 4 player, maybe a little bit different than what North Carolina has, but very similar in size and aggressiveness to Broomfield. And then you've got, the only difference I think in them and North Carolina is North Carolina didn't have a Sugar Rogers. They didn't have a player that night in and out was getting 18 to 20 points. But other than that, their size and the way they play a lot. They don't, obviously North Carolina used to go the 1-3-1 half-court trap a lot. They don't do that as much anymore. But very similar team to North Carolina in stature.
Mike, go ahead.
Metra, are you going to be on Sugar Rogers much? Do you know? And what do you remember about facing her before?
Yeah, actually I'm going to start off on her. And what I remember is just, she was very aggressive. And just what a challenge she's going to be. But I feel like we're prepared and I'm up for it. And so I'll be facing her to start with.
For both the players, and as a Georgetown player, it's this kind of thing too. The programs are a little bit similar in that maybe 10 years ago neither team had ever done anything. Now you're kind of at the pinnacle of where the program has been so far. How special is this to be a part of that? How big does that make tomorrow's game for you as Coach had a chance to go to the Sweet 16?
It's very special. Like Coach said, we set goals for ourselves, and as a senior class and as a team, we wanted to finally come in and get over this hump. And I think we're prepared and we're willing to do it. I think tomorrow, I mean, we have a great opportunity to get over that hump and get to where we wanted to be. And I think we have a great opportunity that tomorrow, and we're going to go after it.
I mean, it just goes to show you how times have changed in women's basketball, how, programs that probably weren't supposed to be in the top programs in the nation are coming up and they're rising up, and they're making a new name for themselves. Basically, just like Metra said, we're just coming in focused on us, making our history and trying to succeed for our program, because we have 5 seniors and we want to leave this program and do something special with it. So this is our last chance to come out and make history for our program. So that's what we're fighting for.
Mike.
From Metra, coach talked about the team as in general. Anybody in the ACC that kind of reminds you of Sugar Rogers?
Well, I think night in and night out in ACC, you face players, who are scorers and who are going to be very aggressive. So a couple of players you might remind me of. Haven't really seen much, as far as playing them last year and seeing much film this year yet. But I just think, we play players as close to it, if not more talented than her, night in and night out in the ACC. So I think, it shouldn't be that big of a difference.
This for
Middle.
Sasha. Sydney Wilson talked about how she was more comfortable playing against somebody her size, and she's looking forward to, defending you and playing offense against you. How do you feel about that matchup, and are you looking forward to that?
I just look forward to every game, come in, night out. There's nothing special. Am I looking forward to going against someone my size? Yes, because people always want to criticize and ask, well, you do good against this team. Let's see how you would go up against this person or this player. I'm just going in with the same mindset every game, and that's just me playing my role for my team and focusing in on what my team needs me to do, and that's be a post presence. So, it's going to be a great matchup, and it's going to be a great game.
Mike.
So you'd rather go against somebody that's physical instead of somebody trying to get away from you the whole game?
At the end of the day, yes, I like contact. I'm a power post player. I'm not very finesse when it comes to, wanting, not liking contact. It's something that I want. I want someone to touch me so I know where they at and so I know how to seal. So.
Who's been the most fun to play against individually this year in that regard?
Wow, let me see. Honestly, just being the ACC, everyone has a post player along those lines. I would have to say North Carolina has poses, like playing against Sasha. I would say that playing against them in the ACC tournament was probably the best post defense I've ever went against this season. The most fun would have to be Maryland, just for the simple fact that whenever it's just us against Maryland, like they have a great post with Tia Hawkins, Lynette Kaiser, and every time we play them, it's just a fun game. It's a close game, and it's a battle of the post players. So,
Anyone else? All right. Thank you all.
Thank you.
thank you.